morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. So today I'm actually talking to Rochelle Rerett, and her business is Oh She Did. Good morning, Rochelle. How are you?
Good morning. How are you going, Kerry?
Good. So for those that don't know, I'm Kerry Hort Rowe, and my business is Brain Thinking. So Rochelle, tell me a little bit about you and then about your business.
Okay, so I guess first of all, I'm a mum of two boys and a wife, and I live in the hills of Perth, and I love to travel. And my background is mostly originally in mining industry and a variety of roles from human resources to payroll to information technology, IT, workflows, and then I actually left there and started my own business, and it's called Oh She Did. And what I do is I specialize in helping people get their business online, be that through a website, social media, or any of the other online tech needs to make that happen, and also to streamline a lot of that to make it simpler so that people can get on with running their business instead of worrying about everything technical.
Okay, all right. So we're going to back up a little bit. So you're married with two children, boys, girls?
Two boys.
Two boys. And how old are they?
11 and 14.
Oh, fun ages.
Yes, very.
So being a working mum before you did your business, how was that?
Hard.
Hard, yes. It is hard, isn't it? What was it you found hard?
School holidays, having to work and juggle, and what do you do with your children during school holidays? And I want a couple hours to go to my child's sports carnival or an event at school. Oh, can I please have some time off? And I just, it was hard work.
Yeah.
So
now that you have your own business, how is it still being a mum?
So it's different. It's still difficult and hard, but rewarding as well. But the good thing is that I can be more flexible and I can fit jobs in around things that I want to do with my children or need to do with my children. And like coming up to Christmas and the school holidays, there's certain things I'm putting in place so that some of the work doesn't have to be done over those periods. Like I'm batching it up and scheduling and things like that so that I do have more time to spend with them.
So what I'm hearing is you now have a work-life balance. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And, parenting is hard, to start with, because we're not given a manual. There are lots of books and everything out there, but it's very different to everyone's different situation. So now that you have your own business, tell us more about your business. And first of all, where did you come up with the name Oh She Did?
Well, actually, a friend helped me with the name, but the idea of the name is that I want people to go, oh, she did it, and part of my business, yes, the technical side, and that's what I do. But what I also really love is helping people, and mostly women, and empowering them to get their business going and to get things moving. And my way of doing that is helping with the technical side to help them. They can do it. It's not, step by step, we work through it and help them achieve what they need to get done.
That sounds great. And you're right. It's lovely when you go, oh, I did it. And so you can be, oh, she did. So it's anyone, which is really good. So you help women. So you build websites and you do social media. So you help them build it themselves. So they've got hands-on if they're a little bit technical.
If that's what they desire, yes. Like I'm all for empowering the user to do everything they can to do with the website. And if they want to learn how to do it themselves, I'm happy to teach them do that. If they want someone else to build it, that's fine. I can set up all the platform and get it all ready for them and do it. But as part of any package, what I actually teach is I will teach every person how to change out images, wording, write their blogs, and do the basic things to maintain that website so that you have some control so that that control is not taken away, and you don't need to call a developer and wait 3 weeks for somebody to change a picture. Your website should be changing. They shouldn't be static. More and more websites need to continually change and grow with your business.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, I know it's, it's hard, running a business and then having to do things and ring someone. So that means that if someone wants to change an image straight away before something happens that they're doing the next day, they can jump in and do that without having to ring you.
Correct.
That's a great idea. I am not technical, as you know, and it's easier for me to leave it to someone else, because I'm one of these people that I'd go in there and I'd muck it all up, and then it would cost me a fortune to get it redone.
No, you could do it.
Yeah, I'm just not technical at all. But I think I value people who are technical and running their business, but they can also have that power to be able to choose and do what they want. And I think that that's wonderful that you've been able to do that for businesses and for small business. So you're passionate about small business, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. What is it about small business that you love?
I think because I've spent so many years in the corporate environment, to do anything takes a long time. There are many levels and processes to get through for anything to happen. Working with small business, I'm usually working directly with the owner of the business, and they make the decisions, so things can happen much quicker. And so therefore you can see much quicker change in their business. Whereas the bigger the organization, there's a lot more loops and peoples and levels and things that you have to go through. And it's so nice to be able to see that change or transition so quick in a smaller business.
Oh, I hear you there. And that's the reason why I'm in small business, purely because you're working with the decision maker rather than working for so long doing things, and then the decision maker changes to someone else and then they start all over again. And you feel like that you've done nothing. Not to say is corporate. I love corporate. There is an area for corporate, but small business is what this country is built on. And it's my passion, the small business, they get in there and they do it and they make the decisions. They go, oh, well, this bit didn't work. Let's try this one. Or something great will come out of doing something a little bit different or a mistake. So where do you want your business to go in the next couple of years? Have you thought that far ahead?
I have. So there's various things that I'm interested in doing, obviously growing my business, but also I'd like to create some more courses, more hands-on type things so people can have the videos and step through and do things themselves instead of relying, because there's a lot of people like me, that's how I learned, from small courses, YouTube, reading, trying, playing.
Yeah.
But it took me a long time to find all those resources and pull them all together, quite a few years actually. So my idea is to create a lot of information around online, getting your business online and bundling them up, some of it free, some of it paid, so that people can move through that process quicker, instead like me, who spent a very long time to learn all that knowledge. And it'd be nice to bundle it all together for people and work with connecting the people and getting things moving.
Now, moving in a different direction, you can see the picture behind me that you're standing right behind my head. So do you want to tell us a little bit about, this is the Connecting Women Business Conference that's happening in March between the 6th and the 10th at Tambourine Mountain in Queensland. Now, you're one of the presenters and organisers of this wonderful conference. Tell us a little bit about what you want to deliver and what you're wanting those that attend to go home with.
Well, first of all, I'm excited to be part of this event with Kerry and Tony Lontis, and it's such a great opportunity to get small business, like-minded women together and network and collaborate. But what I will bring along is, let me go back. So once you've registered to the event, you will be sent a questionnaire, and in that questionnaire, there will be a section from me asking about your online presence, really. And what gaps you're missing or what information you need to know, or do we need to just go through all the basics? That way we can gauge where each participant of the event is at with their business, and then I can tailor what I will present to what's required, instead of just me getting up there and talking about whatever I feel like. So the event is about the individual, and we want to tailor it to that. So within that, I can talk about all websites, starting a website from scratch or building upon a website, hosting, domains, ownership. I can teach the basics of that, so you all have a good understanding. We can go through social media, what's required, how to batch, how to schedule. We can talk about email platforms and how to link things together and workflows. So all those things that help your business get online, and the things that make it simpler, streamlined, and a process or a workflow for you to follow. And that's what I want to present. But once we know that who's coming, so there's a limited number of 28, we will tailor it specific to that group of people and the requirements within that group.
Oh, how wonderful. Now, will they need to bring their laptop with them?
I would recommend they do, because sometimes, if you're like me, when you're shown something, the way I learn is I get in there and play and actually do it. Yeah. And so some people listen, some people write it down, some people like me have to actually do it. So I would recommend you do that, and I can help you. We'll have some workshop type time as well. So yes, I'll present some information, but then we'll actually sit and we'll do some of these things that need to be done with you at the event.
That's perfect. And that's one thing why we have created it, so that it is a small number, so that each person gets their valued time.
Correct. Yes.
And it makes a difference when you've got someone there, or like me, I'd be going, I don't know where this is, and that you would be hands-on. And one thing I've learned over the years is that if one person is wanting to ask a question, everyone else is actually having the same. So that's great. Now, the other thing is that, now me not being technical, but I'm thinking forward now, you'd be able to have your laptop up on a screen so that as you're doing it, they will be able to see it.
Yes, so we can project that up onto a larger screen, and so we can step by step show you the steps to do things if that's what's required, or I can show you where things are hidden, or yeah.
Oh, great, wonderful. So is there a take-home package? What do you want people to take home with them, or that they want to take away from the conference, from your section?
Well, for a start, people need to be online. In this day and age, if you're not online, it's often said you're not really in business, because if you're anything like me, the first thing I do when I hear about a business or a product or a service, I go to Mr. Google.
Yeah.
And I have a look around and I see what I can find about that person. If I can't find much or anything, I start to think, maybe they're not really, but
yeah, if
I can help by the end of the conference, at least have some of it implemented and a plan going forward for the rest, to have a basic website, to have 1 or 2 social media platforms set up, and perhaps Google My Business, that's a good starting point to have a foundation that your business is actually online. But there's an offer additional support as well for after that we can talk about it as well.
Oh, awesome. Now, the other thing is that you don't have to have a full-blown website. You can just have a landing page if you're a certain type of business, or any business really, isn't it?
Yeah, at least have a presence. Something is better than nothing. And what I often suggest is get the solid foundation that you can build upon. Have a 1-page website which has a little bit about you or your business and your services, contact details, a picture, and you're done. But as your business grows, you can add to that, because most people have this big grand plan of how they want their business to be. But I'd say in the majority of cases, our business does not always go in the exact direction that we assume. Yeah. And So sometimes when you're trying to envisage what your business will look like and you put this whole website together, often you've got to go change it anyway because you've decided to take your business in a separate direction. And that often occurs when you start taking steps in your business. That's when you find out the right direction for you.
Okay. Wow. There is a lot involved. Now, social media. Social media is big these days, regardless as to where you're at. So tell us a little bit about your social media side of it.
Okay, so there's so many social media platforms and people often overwhelmed and think that they have to be on every single platform and doing everything. Well, my recommendation is to start just with one or two, start simple and just work on that to start with. But I do have tools so that even if you're only concentrating, say, on Facebook as your main platform, there are tools available that will push that information to other platforms as well, such as LinkedIn and Pinterest and Instagram and TikTok and whatever else you you choose to go to. So there are tools that push it out to that. So even if you're concentrating on one platform, that information is still going out to the other platforms and slowly building them in the background. So yeah.
So from a layman's turn, you just do what you need to do on how you do it on Facebook, but you have it linked up that when you press enter, it goes to all the other platforms that you've linked it up to.
In basic, yes, there are
okay.
a couple things, a couple tweaks sometimes, but it's all, so there's platforms that will do that for you and they're very reasonable. Well, there's some free and some paid, depending what functionality you want. But that's how I do my socials for myself and for my clients. Especially, actually, I was just writing my fortnightly newsletter and I've written a blog post about how I do this, because coming up, especially towards the end of the financial year, I want time away from the computer and social media. So I'm at the moment working on scheduling all that information across the Christmas New Year period so that I don't have to be there all the time doing that. So because I've got better things than sitting on social media when I've got family and friends around. So
that sounds really good, because I know when I first started, I would do a little thing on Facebook and then I would go onto Instagram and then I would redo it on there, and then I'd go onto LinkedIn and I'd redo it on there. So and that would take up time and I just didn't have the time. So that sounds so much easier.
No, we need to learn to use tools to free up our time. You know, a lot of people are talking about outsourcing and things like that, which is great. But there are tools and things that for now, before you choose to outsource, you can actually use these tools to push out a lot of this information for you and workflows and things to save you time. But if you don't want to do your social media and you want someone to outsource it to, I do that as well. So, and the way I do that, like, as you know, Kerry, because I do Kerry's social media, I get to know Kerry and her business, and I write all her posts and create all her graphics and things. I do encourage Kerry to do videos and things so that I can cut them up and put them in there. But that's an option as well. So if you want to outsource the majority of your social media as well, I can happy to chat to you about that too.
That's wonderful. Yeah, and one thing I will say is, you know, having Rochelle during all my social media has freed me up so much for my clients, because I'm not always at the computer. And so I'm hands-on with my clients, which makes it really hard to do that. And with doing a whole lot of content and giving it to Rochelle, is that she takes bits and pieces out of it and then creates something, which is amazing. And I'll have people, you know, message and go, I loved your post today, and go, oh, great. And then I'll have to go through and have a look to see what was there. but it's wonderful, because I know that that's happening in the background. Whereas before, it would be 2-3 weeks before I would do anything, and I would procrastinate over it because it's not my forte. I find it hard to do. So for people like me or if you're out there and you can do a bit of social media, you can do the same as what you do with the websites. You can, create it all for them and do bits and pieces, but they can still come in and do a few things themselves.
Yes.
And
some people with social media, sometimes they just want someone to help get the structure right, set it up, put a little process in place, and go from there. And starting out, you don't have to be posting every day, and you don't have to be dancing in front of videos. There's other other ways to grow.
Yeah, it is wonderful. I find, because my business is me and I'm the face of it, I find it really hard to promote myself and write about yourself. And so that's why it's easier for me to outsource to Rochelle. If I'm writing about something different, I can do that, no worries at all, but I find it hard about myself. So it is great by having that. So, and I know a lot of people are the same.
I'm the same. I find it much harder to write my own posts than anyone else's.
Yeah. It is. It's really hard to do about yourself because you don't see you how others see you.
Yeah.
And that is a big difference. I'm really looking forward to this conference. It's something that I've wanted to do for so long because small business is my passion. I've worked in the corporate world, and small business, like what you were saying, Rochelle, is you're dealing with the person. There are so much out there that we can do, and to have successful businesses and to help people along that journey with them is going to be awesome.
It is.
So, Rochelle, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to add?
Just that we'll put the link around here somewhere, but if you go to connectingwomen.com.au, there's a whole heap of information. Also, once you click I'm interested, I want to proceed, there's a form to fill in. And one of the options, if you're not 100% sure yet, one of the options is tell me about the payment plan, and the 0 payment there. That will actually secure your spot. And within a couple of weeks, we'll send out some information that we're just working on getting a 6-month payment plan set up. So there's no obligation, but if you put your name there, at least it secures your spot until we get the payment plan set up, and then you can make your final decision. So, but any questions, send us messages. We're happy to chat. No problem.
Yeah, that's one thing that we really wanted to do is those of you who are small business and you want to get away and come to somewhere like this conference that is like-minded women, the same situation as you may be starting out, or you may have been in business for a while, to be able to help someone else of what you've done and what you haven't done. Plus also with the 3 of us, and we've got a couple of others, coming in to talk, is that you're not just getting one person, you're getting, actually 6 different people to talk and help you through it. And with the cost of it is that often I hear all the time is that I'm not big enough to go to a conference. We've designed this for a sole trader or small business, regardless who you are. And it makes it easy, and we can't fork out, thousands of dollars, and having a payment plan and to be able to claim it and all that makes a big difference. So, Rochelle, thank you so much coming on board today. And for those of you who are out there, we would love you to, like Rochelle said, click on and say that you're interested so that you've got your name down, and then you've got time to think about it and work things out. And you can always shoot us an email or give us a call. Thanks, Rochelle.
Thanks, Kerry.
Bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.